So, this time around, we're going to do roughly the same thing. I wanted to update the deck and play with it a little bit, and I decided that the sanity grinding plan, while it was really cool, doesn't have the tools to actually be extremely competitive. I did like the previous list a lot. I really enjoyed playing it, and we did win. It does have legs, it does have power, but it's a little bit inconsistent, and I'm hoping to shore up some of the bad matchups by adding black. Mainly decks like Storm are almost impossible to deal with in the mono blue version. You either mill them out or you lose, and you have to do that very, very fast. And Storm is an extremely consistent combo, and it's a high part of the metagame, so I don't want to just lose to it. Basically, we're running the same plan, but instead of sanity grinding, we're running Mind Funeral. I cut some of the... Let's see. What else did we cut? We cut the Devastation Tide and some cryptic commands in order to run a lower to the ground heavy mill plan. Extirpate should probably be surgicals, but I don't have surgicals and I don't have the money for surgicals, so the semi-budget consideration is a $1.50 card instead of a $40 card on Moto. Oop, I just realized you can't see that. Okay. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and run this into a league. In the few test games I played with this deck, it seemed pretty consistently powerful against even decks that wanted to be milled, so kind of like its predecessor. Alright, we're against the Phoenix deck. Well, this should be somewhat interesting, because they want to be milled and they're going to mill themselves a lot. So let's see what happens. I have a feeling as soon as they hit 3 mana, they're going to be able to reanimate all of their Phoenixes, so we're just going to mill once here and not crack the land. Leave up Logic Knot for one. Well, if that's the case, let's fetch now. Watery Grave tapped. And we'll Thought Scour. Ooh, opponent's running a pretty spicy, like, Bedlam Reveler list. So I got Bedlam Revelers and Thing in the Ices. Oh my. Hello, cat. They Fiery Temper, hardcast targeting our face. Okay. Sure. They're spending their whole turn on this? If that's the case, let's just counter it. Opponent must have had a really awkward hand and blown all of their cheap spells. If we hit another land, we can make them search, and then Archive Trap, Mission Briefing, Archive Trap. Mill them for 26, potentially. Or we could just Mind Funeral them. Either one would work. Alright, we counter the Fiery Temper. Our opponent plays a Steam Fence. And they Lightning Bolt our Hedron Crab. Okay. Well, we will shock in a Cryptic, or we will shock in a Water Grave and leave up Cryptic, excuse me, or potentially leave up Field of Ruin, Mission Briefing, Archive Trap. That's a Bedlam Reveler. I'm gonna counter draw here. Ooh, Visions of Beyond. That's super good. Super, super good here. Second Cryptic, okay. Yeah, if we can counter like our opponent's next attempt to regas their hand, I think we'll be doing just fine. I think I'm actually willing to counter that. And there's a Thing in the Ice. So we can activate Field of Ruin, Archive Trap, Mission Briefing, and mill them for 26. I know, right? Modern blue-black lists don't even run Mind Funeral right now. This isn't even considered good enough. Modern blue-black lists have been running almost more control elements. Thanks for joining on, Bob. Good to see you, by the way. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to cast Mind Funeral and pass. That was a pretty good mill. Because if we untap, we mill them out. That's game over. So opponent pretty much has to kill us here. Actually, should have not left up Field of Ruin. Should have left up another island in case they played a fetch and cracked it here. But so unless our opponent goes, well, they can't. Even with 2 bolts, they will not have enough damage to kill us. Oh wait, maybe they will. Shoot, because that's... I forgot about the Phoenixes. Oh, I'm so awful at this game. That kills us exactly. Can I cast for 0? No, okay. Alright, we died. Okay. Couldn't really play around that. I didn't have enough mana to Mission Briefing a Cryptic Command there. So, versus this deck, let's bring in Extirpate seem good. Crypt Incursions seem good. Ravenous Traps seem good. Dispels might be worth it, and Duresses might be as well, but I'm not totally certain here. So we're adding these cards here. I'm going to cut some cards now. I'm going to cut 7 cards. I think Mind Funeral is strangely our worst mill spell. So we'll cut 2 Mind Funeral. We'll cut a Trapmaker Snare. Do we want Inquisitions? Do we want Hand Hate versus this deck? We cut a couple Thought Scours, a Logic Knot, and I think a Visions of Beyond. Try like that. I would love to play first. Yeah, this seems like a pretty decent hand, so we're going to keep this. If we can extirpate the Phoenix, I'll feel really good. Might even mission briefing extirpate. Let's get rid of all their threats. Hi, cat. I wonder if you can hear that on stream. Opponent thinking really hard about whether they want to keep this 7. Yep, trying blue-black, Georgia Monty. See even if it works. Theoretically, it's more powerful, but we'll find out. We'll find out if I can play it right, at the very least. This would be pretty sweet if we can get him with the draw step extirpate on something important. Opponent having some trouble. Not sure what's up. Opponent plays a Steam Vents tapped. Play a Shelldock Isle. Tapped and put a mission briefing under it. Gonna see if we can't Mind Funeral next turn, perhaps. Might want to wait until we can mill and keep up mana for extirpate. Opponent plays a Spire Bluff Canal and a Thing in the Ice. A second Archive Trap. We could fire off Mind Funeral, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to wait and keep holding up this Extirpate. Opponent plays a Sleight of Hand. I might have to rebuild this and put like some Fatal Pushes in it or something. Because while it has the potential to be explosive, it seems like if it's not, it's probably just going to have a bad time. Oh yes, meow yourself. Quite a few cards milled there. I'm going to go ahead and I think Extirpate the Phoenix at their draw step. Yes, hello cat. So they're holding a Bolt, another Thing, a Manamorphose, and a Serum Visions. We're going to take a lot of damage this turn. Alright, come on, Field of Ruin off the top. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe... this is how we do it. Just go ahead and get them. Top, and Archive Trap them. Mill them out. Gotcha. I think we had to draw that exactly to win, too. Nice. Seems pretty good. Do we want to change up the main board any? I think I focused a little bit too much on graveyard interaction, so I'm going to drop a Ravenous Trap and bring a Logic Knot back in, so that I have some way to interact with them casting 2-mana creatures. Ooh, this looks like a pretty good hand. You got some fast early milling here. Although this Hedron Crab probably just reads 1 mana, opponent discards a Bolt. decided to leave up Logic Knot over Glimpse the Unthinkable, just in case. Our opponent doesn't have a lot in the 3-drop slot, so it's probably not going to counter anything useful, but we'll see. Looks like we're coming down to a race, though. Oh, man. I guess technically we could have fetched and milled ourselves to Logic Knot. Oh my gosh. I mean, when you have 3 Manamorphoses, you usually cast them. We could fetch and mill ourselves to counter this, but I don't think that's a good idea. I think we need to build up to a big Crypt Incursion to gain enough life to win the game. Oh my god, we're not even going to get the chance, are we? Opponent just has it all. And we don't really have a way to interact. Well, sometimes your opponent just has the nuts. Sometimes that's just what happens. We really need a land. We really need a land. That's not a land. Land? Might be too late. We might actually be dead. Block here. Take 10. We can't crack this fetch land. We crack this fetch land and we die. That's really unfortunate. Because we need it to Crypt Incursion. And our opponent probably just burns us out. Well, there's a Field of Ruin. So we can gain 6 life and die to the board. We can't Cryptic to tap their team because we can't crack this fetch. Yeah. That's game. Alright, so off to a bad start. 0-1. I'm probably going to have to put more interaction in the main board. Or perhaps mulligan more aggressively. We did not have our sideboard that game. And we didn't have lands. But we're learning. This is kind of a first run of the blue-black. So, we'll see what we can do about it. Alright, round 2, let's go. I think this is fine. Ooh, Archive Trap. Oh, we're going to get them. We are going to get them. Whenever they crack this Scalding Tarn, we're getting them. Oh, I have to actually let them search. I'm sorry. Opponent is stunned. They don't know what's happening anymore. Still no response from our opponent. Opponent decides to opt. Let's get a good look at their deck here. Ooh, we hit a Jace, we hit some Cryptics. And the good news is we aren't done yet. The bad news is, if they play Search for Riscanta, it will flip immediately. The good news is, they may not have enough cards left in their deck to actually win the game. We'll have to hit them with the old have-to-counter Ancestral Recall. Opponent decides their best chance, they have to burn us out as fast as possible, and I don't think they're wrong. Opponent gets in, 4-2. Oh gosh. Opponent slams Jace the Mind Sculptor. We counter with an Ancestral Recall and draw nothing but lands. Oh dear. Opponent brainstorms. Okay, we draw a Glimpse the Unthinkable, and we win. We draw a Archive Trap, and we win. We draw a Mission Briefing, and we win. I think. We don't quite win with a Mission Briefing. We can blow up one of their lands and Mission Briefing an Archive Trap. But I think what we're going to do is just fire off Glimpse the Unthinkable. Mill him for 10. And let's play Shelldock Isle. Now let's go with the Mind Funeral. If our opponent doesn't have an answer for that land, we're going to have too many mill spells for them to counter everything. Well, that seems pretty good. We can Mission Briefing an Archive Trap at their end step. Opponent brainstorms. They have 9 cards left in their deck. Okay, opponent has to have the counter. And it's game! Alright, duress, dispel, negate, commandeer. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Let's drop Cryptics. They're not super good here. A Mind Funeral. I think a couple Thought Scours. Maybe a Logic Knot. And gonna cut one more card. Let's cut a Visions. When almost all of your mill is instant speed, control is an easier matchup. Oh, this is really tempting. I think I'm going to keep it. Opponent plays a Colonnade. We will start with a Flooded Strand. We'll play Field of Ruin. Hold up, negate. The best part is their only answer to our Field of Ruin is Field of Ruin. And Field of Ruin's not a May on the search. Opponent plays a Celestial Colonnade. We find an Archive Trap. We play another Field of Ruin. We have all the time in the world right now. Current plan is to Field of Ruin them at the end step, and then Archive Trap with Dispel backup. And then untap and cast a Glimpse the Unthinkable or a Mind Funeral. If that resolves, we're never casting Archive Trap. I don't even think we have a way to answer that once it's on board. So let's try. They have to have Dispel here. All right. Mill half your deck, please. Okay. That's a Teferi. You gonna draw with him? Or is he just for show? Okay. Alright, so opponent untaps 2 lands. Let's blow up the colonnade. Need to fix our colors a little bit here. Visions of Beyond. Oh, shoot. We don't have... I miscounted. Our opponent only has 19 cards in grave. Maybe they play a counterspell, we dispel, and then Ancestral Recall? That'd be pretty sweet. Opponent can, in fact, math better than us. Glimpse the Unthinkable. Mind Funeral. Oh, shoot. some good milling. Okay. Alright, opponent, your turn. Next turn, we'll be able to Field of Ruin with to Mission Briefing Archive Trap and have Dispel back up. We could even Mission Briefing... oh gosh, that's a Colonnade. Opponent doesn't attack. Doesn't draw with Teferi. Are they giving up? Do we just mill them out here? Make them pass turns so they can't use the floating mana they have? Okay. Got him. All right, 1-1. We lost to some Arclight Phoenix deck. Also, welcome to the stream, Mythic Common. I don't get to play it enough, so I figured we'd try it out. Originally, we were using How to Beat Aggro. Current blue-black build deck. So this is not a standard blue-black mill list. And by standard, I mean normal. This is based off of Magic Aid's list. That's mono-blue budget. Basically to try and cast as many archive traps as possible. Our version here, we added black just for like extirpates and such. This deck again? Yeah, this I would describe this as more of a turbo mill deck than a control mill deck. Opponent Thought Scours themselves. That's helpful. But mainly versus aggro, Crypt Incursion should gain you tons and tons of life. If you can mill them fast enough, that is. I'm going to shock Watery Grave and glimpse the unthinkable. We didn't mill any Phoenixes. It's a miracle. Okay, opponent loots faithlessly. Drops 2 Phoenixes into the grave. Thought scours us. Bolts. And here comes the birds. We're going to play Shelldock Isle, tapped. Ugh. Hedron Crab, I guess. Pass the turn. As long as our opponent doesn't have any more direct damage this turn, we should be okay. Not that half of their deck isn't lightning bolts. They're even running burst lightning. But opponent charts a course. And yep, looks like they've got it. Well, this matchup should be better after sideboarding, theoretically. Okay. So Ravenous Trap, Crypt Incursion, Extirpates, and I think that's it. So what do we take out? Let's drop Mind Funerals. I think that's our weakest mill spell right now. We'll drop a Trapmaker Snare. Maybe an Inquisition. The Visions. And a Thought Scour. Okay. Cool. I would love to play first. Alright, well we have Extirpate. We have 2 lands, 2 glimpses, a Visions, and a Crypt Incursion. I think this hand is excellent. So, start Polluted Delta, pass the turn. Okay, I'm going to wait, hold up Extirpate. I want to have Extirpate for whatever turn we cast Glimpse on. Ooh, we're going to draw step them here. Their hand is 3 lightning bolts, a burst lightning, a chart a course, and a faithless looting. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of burn. Okay. Opponent charts a course. So we're going to try and mill as many creatures as we can. Opponent discards faithless looting. Okay, good news is we've dumped a lot of creatures into the grave. We will be gaining. We will undo all of our opponent's bolts this game, I think. Opponent charts a course again. Opponent discards burst lightning. Okay, well, let's glimpse again. And we will Visions of Beyond at our opponent's end step. I think we're going to win this one pretty easily. Opponent plays the thing in the ice. Any reason to not fire off Crypt Incursion? Yeah, let's do it now. We are now at 36 life. Opponent Thought Scours targeting us. Bolts targeting us. Opponent Thought Scours us again. Bolts. Flips thing in the ice. Charts a course again, and draws 2 cards. Easy clap. Got him. All right. So now we are back on the draw. Our opponent, I like Inquisition on the draw better than a Logic Knot. Yeah, okay. That's tempting, but I don't think it's good enough. This isn't much better. Especially when our opponent keeps a 7, but I don't think we can go to 5. Opponent starts Serum Visions. Opponent cracks Scalding Tarn. Shocks a Steam Vents. Plays a Manamorphose. Thought Scours themselves. Loots faithlessly. They probably have a bunch of Phoenixes in hand then. Nothing? Are we doing anything on 2 mana? Doesn't look like it. I'm not going to shock. Okay, let's play Shelldock Isle. Crypt Incursion in the pocket seems pretty sweet. Opponent cantrips. Plays a land. Manamorphose. Finally finds a threat. Okay, well, let's Thought Scour him. Ooh, another Crypt Incursion. And an Extirpate. Well, let's play a Field of Ruin. We'll hold up Crypt Incursion. If our opponent goes to reanimate Phoenixes and they have more than one, we'll probably just Crypt Incursion. If they go to reanimate Phoenixes and it's just the one, we'll probably Extirpate it. Bedlam Reveler. So they discard the 4 cards they have in hand and draw 3 cards. Two Fiery Tempers discarded. Well, since we have more than one, let's go ahead and do that now. This might seem kind of awkward, but I don't want to dismiss that Extirpate can be useful here. So opponent's having a little bit of an awkward draw with the Reveler and Thing. They can flip Thing for more damage, but if they do, they have to unsummon Reveler and before they attack. Opponent drops an Arclight Phoenix. Thought Scours us. We didn't Mind Funeral because we couldn't Mind Funeral and hold up Extirpate, which I feel like is really important here. Okay, so... Oh, this is a Devil Horror? Oh, nobody told me that. Okay. Important for Arclight Phoenix. We have a Crypt Incursion under Shelldock. Ooh, we got one out of their hand. That feels good. Opponent is holding a Fiery Temper. Okay, Cryptic is good. Alright, well, we're going to have to Cryptic this turn, I think. And I think what we're going to do is bounce Awoken Horror and draw. Okay, there's a land. Opponent flashes back the Faithless Looting. Okay. Okay, I'm going to counter this Fiery Temper and bounce Awoken Horror. Is that better than tapping their guys and drawing? We could counter tap. I'm going to counter and bounce. Okay, let's Mind Funeral. Hopefully we can gain a bunch of life off of our Crypt Incursion. One creature, is that it? Oh gosh. Is that their only creature in grave now? That's a little awkward. If we do, we're giving up on 3 life and our opponent kills us with an only bolt. We're giving up on 1 life. Our colorless mana is what's screwing us up here. Is there anything else I can do? Can Ravenous trap away their graveyard, but we haven't seen any Snapcasters or anything. So I don't think that helps. So we know one of the cards in their hand is a Thing in the Ice. Yeah, let's Visions of Beyond. Oh, we could play a Crab to block. Woo, go Crab. Okay, so opponent was holding a land. Opponent charts a course. Discards Thing in the Ice. They're holding 3 new cards. Burst Lightning to kill the Crab. If our opponent has any burn for our face, we lose. Or 2 cantrips will kill us too. Well, if they have one more spell... Oh, they didn't have it. So yeah, we just mission briefing for Mind Funeral, I think. And that should kill our opponent. Mission briefing Glimpse. Okay. That's true. Four of their last 5 cards could be lands. Okay, Glimpse the Unthinkable. If our opponent had any burn, they would have killed us with it, so let's see if they're slow rolling it. Why didn't you just kill us with it last turn? What did you... oh, they had to draw it off of Bedlam Reveler. Alright. Well, we're 1 and 2. Yeah. You're right, Raylan. Oh, ouch. Sad face. Though I guess in a deck that is 95% lightning bolts and cantrips, it was not that unlikely that our opponent had a lightning bolt or a cantrip. I'm not usually a betting man, but we would have tapped, drawn, and died to the bolt anyway. We didn't really have a good setup. Yeah. Exactly. This looks like a good hand. 2 crabs before a fetch land. Visions of Beyond to, like, reload. Crab. Play the crab. Oh no. It's humans. Well, this looks like one of our fastest hands we can have, so let's see what we can do here. The double crab start. Not having surgical extraction also got us there. Yeah, that's true. Let's wait. Kitesail Freebooter. I'm going to get an island and draw. Odds that we draw a land is still pretty high. Okay, sweet. Opponent probably takes mission briefing here. Opponent takes Trapmaker's Snare. They're worried about that archive trap. Okay, well, we don't block. Let me just, like, top deck a Mind Funeral here. It'd be sweet. I mean, I guess we can mission briefing Ancestral, so, which is a 3-mana concentrate. Man, double crab is so strong with fetch lands. So strong. Our opponent has attacked us for 2, and we have milled them for 24. No, it's not Meddling Mage. Reflector Mage. Okay, well, our opponent's not going to search their graveyard or search their library, so let's Archive Trap into the Grave, Glimpse the Unthinkable on top, hit Visions of Beyond, and next turn we're going to mill him with double Glimpse the Unthinkable. The things I have seen. Oh, that's pretty great. Actually, if we draw a fetch land, they're dead. They just straight up lose to a fetch land. Opponent gets in for 4. We don't block. Unfortunately, that does not win us the game here. Three, 4, 5, 6. If they play Mantis Rider, we could go to 1 without blocking. If they play... Only way they kill us is 2 Thalia's Lieutenants. And I see 2 in the grave already. That's true. They would have to remove our creature, too. So let's just glimpse. Get him with the pocket crab. Well, we milled all of their Thalia's Lieutenants, and there's 3 Mantis Riders in the grave. Opponent plays a Champion of the Parish. So if they had another Reflector Mage, we would go to 2 and kill our opponent. If they had a Mantis Rider, we block and we go to 4. If they have Meddling Mage and name Hedron Crab and we don't block, we go to 1. One, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, plus 5 if they had Reflector Mage. That would take us to 2, and we would kill them. Because we play crab, play land. Oh, that's true, actually. You are right there. We'd have to top deck something at that point, and that would be, we'd be so robbed of this victory. Opponent is named human on every land, so if they have Phantasmal Image, they can't Phantasmal Image the Reflector Mage. Opponent sacks to draw with Horizon Canopy. Goes on the big attack. We take 7, go to 3. Mill him out. All right, cool. We beat humans. Game 1, anyway. All right, game 2. Crypt incursions in. And other than that, I think we're just going to try and mill as hard as possible because counter spells are really bad. And we have no other way to interact with the board because I forgot a critical element in deck building. Yeah, let's try it. Cavern on human. Plays an Aether Vial. Well, if we draw a Field of Ruin, we're going to be in an amazing place. Opponent played a Meddling Mage. Let's see what they name. Hedron Crab. They don't want us casting any more crabs. It's too hard to deal with the crabs. Okay. Save targets. We haven't shown our opponent Archive Trap, I don't think. Well, let's glimpse. Opponent vials in. Noble Hierarch. Oh, if we could just get a Field of Ruin off the top. Pretty sure we're playing Trapmaker Snare for the Baloth Cage Trap sideboard plan. Versus what? Affinity? And then, oh, opponent has a second Aether Vial. That's good. It means they have less threats. Just please no Thalia. Just don't play Thalia. I don't want to play with a Sphere of Resistance on the field. Wizard says that's not fun magic. Opponent attacks for 3. We don't block. Watery Grave. I think we just shock and fire off Mind Funeral. That's true. We did show them Trapmaker Snare. Though I don't think they understood what was going on there. I think we shock Watery Grave and fire off Mind Funeral. Wow, hit like a brick of land there. That was worse than our sanity grindings were. That was pretty bad. I will say, though, if we draw Field of Ruin off the top, we win the game on the spot. We have 2 draws to hit Field of Ruin. Crypt Incursion would be pretty sweet. We have tons of good draws. So we have 4 out of 50 chance of Field of Ruin, a 2 out of 50 chance of Crypt Incursion. No, it's higher than that. I can't do fractional math of that size. Kambal. Alright, that does limit how many spells we can cast. Opponent, Reflector Mages of the Crab. We can no longer recast the crab. Campbell's Chicken Soup. Swamp. Are we dead? One, two, three, four, five, six. We're only not dead to drawing a Crypt Incursion. Nope. All right. Next game. I would love to play first, thank you. Alright, well we have the Field of Ruin for the Archive Trap, and the mission briefing for the Archive Trap. And a Glimpse the Unthinkable to get us started. Opponent plays a Cavern, name's Human. Plays a Champion. We fetch up Watery Grave. Ooh, we got a Trapmaker Snare too. I'm not sure. Opponent has the Freebooter. Probably takes Archive Trap. I can't imagine they don't. If they don't take Archive Trap, they take Visions of Beyond. But they should take Archive Trap. Okay, cool. Have we seen a basic Plains out of them? I don't remember. Because if we have, we can Field of Ruin and Wasteland them. That would be pretty sweet. Oh, we got another one. Okay. Opponent plays a unclaimed territory. Names human. Ugh. Come on, dude. We actually probably should have let that go and Field of Ruined to fix our mana so that if we drew a land, we could mission briefing, glimpse the unthinkable, and turn on visions. That's probably actually a better line than the one I took. So we take 4, go to 13. Draw Polluted Delta. Well, play Polluted Delta. Yeah, I probably should have done that on my turn, huh? Opponent attacks for 10. Yeah, I should have taken that other line I was talking about. This means we have to draw with Visions of Beyond because we have to hit like a Crypt Incursion or a Cryptic to stay alive. Yeah, that doesn't do it. Is there anything we can do here? We could mission briefing into a Crypt Incursion. We could do that yet. Wow, Raylan coming up with these things like exactly as I am. Well, that is not a Crypt Incursion. So what are the chances our opponent has less than 4 lands left in their deck? 0? Wow. That would have been sweet. Opponent only has 14 cards left in their deck. If we'd have been able to archive trap him, we might have killed him. Alright. We tried. And unfortunately, we won in 3. That's highly irritating. So this is the list I was playing. Doesn't really have enough interaction. Also, for people new to the stream, haven't watched the stream before, if you like this kind of content, please follow the stream. We're trying to make it to 100 followers. If we do, I'm going to open all 55 of these nice treasure chests on stream. Wouldn't that be a treat? Damnation, Murderous Cut, Echoing Truth, Crypt Incursion, not Crypt Incursion, Set Adrift would be good. I think we need some Fatal Push action going on in here. But I don't just want to play regular blue-black mill. I want to archive trap people as many times as humanly possible. Put a fancy damnation in the side over a dispel. Actually, probably over a commandeer. I'm not even sure if commandeer works on Moto anymore. Yeah, I think that would be a lot better. Woo. Come on. Mesmeric Orb. I can't afford those at the moment, though, even though they're only like $3 a piece. Yeah, we definitely should be playing it. We definitely should be playing it, and we definitely should be playing this, and we definitely should be playing regular old control blue-black mill. I don't run that many colorless lands, and we were getting screwed by it pretty frequently. That's kind of unfortunate. Probably need at least one more swamp. Let's okay, let's drop from this league. And let's play this in a 2-man for testing purposes. Let's see what happens here. I'll probably continue to tweak the knobs on this for a while, but not on this stream. I think I'm going to play this in this 2-man just to see how it plays and see if we've made any improvements. And then I will probably take a break from streaming for a little bit, and I might stream again later tonight after this. We'll see. I would love to play first. I think that hand is really, really slow. But if our opponent plays a fetch land, we mill him a bunch. We're not doing anything else, though. We do have a fatal push. There's got to be better hands of 6. Yeah, sure, we'll keep this. I think so. I think because we're in game 1 here. Ooh, Field of Ruin's good. We'll keep that. We're gonna start Flooded Strand. I would start Shelldock Isle, but I think our opponent is gonna be like, "Hey, he's playing mill," and there is some value to not showing your opponent what you're playing immediately if you can avoid it. All right, it's control. Oh, I should have kept it for the Field of Ruin. What am I doing? Well, luckily we drew an untapped blue source. Oh man, I am just too good at this game. And by too good, I mean quite awful. Opponent suspends Ancestral Visions. Okay, let's go get another Watery Grave. Glimpse him. Shelldock Isle. Cryptic or mission briefing? I think mission briefing because this is control. And we're going to have an archive trap in the grave almost certainly. If we mill them hard enough, fast enough, if they don't want to die to their own ancestral vision, we can, they'll have to target us with it. Wouldn't that be something? Unfortunately, we did not draw a land, which we really desperately kind of need. Field us. Do it. Do it! Yes! Oh, you're so gonna get screwed here. Oh. You ready for this? Boom! Reloading! Boom! Both barrels. Oh, man. That was sweet. Let's see if we can draw any more archive traps. If we can, we just kill them. Another archive trap, please? Aww. So close. Holy crap. That was sweet. That's what this deck wants to do every time, is just be like, oh, you dare search your own library? How about you try searching your graveyard? We're just going to put it all there. I think I subconsciously play this deck because I want to do the legendary turn 0 kill of 4 archive traps. Every time I want to draw 5 lands in a row. I know, right? It's just a crab. It's just a crab. Look how non-threatening he is. He's got his little bauble. He's so non-threatening, he's making you go insane. Best flavor ever. Nice ordering. Oh, man. This is what feels good, when you know you're like straight up losing a tournament, but then you go beat on some people in the practice room. You just play your best matchup. Okay, opponent has 4 cards left in deck and an Ancestral that's ticking down, which means they're going to have to target us with the Ancestral. We're living the dream. Our opponent is going to have to Ancestral Recall us to not die. That's a fun situation to be in. All right. Opponent doesn't want to shame recall. Okay, duress, dispel, negate. Okay, what are we dropping? Fatal Push, pretty much, I don't think it does enough. Like, it hits Colonnade and it hits Snapcaster, but I don't think that's what we're about this game. I don't think we need anything else out of the sideboard. Let's drop a couple Mind Funerals. Sorcery Speed Removal, or Sorcery Speed Mill is going to be really bad in the control matchup. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think this is fine. We have Dispel to force through our Glimpse. I have Thought Scour. Opponent's mulliganing to try and put more cards back in their deck. They gained 1/3 of 1 life. Alternatively, we could cut all our crabs. I think crab's too good to cut. If our opponent paths a crab, that actually is like helpful to us. Alright, let's play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. You know, that's a good point. I shouldn't play fetches first. Not in a deck like this that wants landfall triggers. Every other deck I've ever played has trained me that that's what you want to do pretty much first. Ooh, second Glimpse. Well, let's play Tapped Water Grave. Pass the turn. Ooh, opponent stuck on lands. Don't cast spells into them. Yeah, that might have been smarter. Dang it, Raylan. Why you always gotta be right? You always gotta be right. Raylan is a much better Magic player than me, and I mean that honestly and sincerely. I'm not even drunk. I don't have an excuse this time. Take the briefing. Oh no, we're getting clicked. Yeah, throw away our Glimpse. The negate, I think, is more useful. Thank you. Oh, it gets in for 3. Alright, well, we got the Trapmaker's Snare. And the negate to back it up. And the mission briefing to kill him with after that. This is going to be good. Opponent opts, plays a land. We draw a Cryptic. We play the Swamp. I think we bounce one of their lands and draw. And then we... to force through the Trapmaker Snare to pick up Archive Trap. Are you sure? Alright, alright. We'll play... We've already established you're a better player than I am, so we'll go this way then. Three turns on that. Okay. We're doing this second main phase so we can drain them out of 1 mana. Because they have to float 1 mana. If they wanted to cast something here, we would just counter it and blow them up. They had a second Dispel. Well, we will be able to turn on this mission briefing. What was I doing? Oh, I mean Shelldock Isle. Yeah, mission briefing Shelldock Isle. Alright, well, let's glimpse. And then Mind Funeral. Alright. And then we just mission briefing glimpse. Got him. Oh, sweet. Well, I mean, we played against a good matchup, but it wasn't really indicative of this deck being much better. We did try and improve it so that it would fight for the board a little better, but I'm not sure that that was a useful test case. However, I did enjoy playing it, and thank you, Raylan, for all the help. I greatly appreciate it. I seriously do, because I need all the help I can get with this. Yep, I think I'm going to call the stream for now. I'm going to have to go eat some dinner and get some stuff for some drinks. That's probably reasonable. That probably would have been tier 1 then. If you like the content, you like my sense of humor, you would just want to support the channel, please follow the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And once we hit 100, we're going to try and open 50 plus treasure chests. 55 treasure chests is where we're currently sitting at. Oh, that's true. That is true. Every deck was aggressively trying to mill themselves. I remember the days when Delve was like printed for the second time, because it was first time Spiral legal. Future Sight, I think. But all right. Well, thanks everybody for showing up. I'm gonna call it. Have a good night. I might be on later. We'll see.
Well, that escalated quickly. So you all remember Final Fantasy 15, right? This was a game that launched almost 2 years ago, back in November 8th, 2016. This was also a game that took over a decade to develop before it finally launched due to a troubled and disorganized development history. It wasn't until game director Hajime Tabata stepped in that the game finally found some kind of direction and the development began to move